12-year-old girl. It is incredible that only a Chinese girl can write a story like that. The story was very well written and also amazing. Now, let's talk about how well she organized the story. Jack, can you tell us about the contents of the story?
Of course, the plot of the book is well written and well organized. The story begins with fortress blooming being built by the slave birds who serve the evil of Turnant. The cardinals and the blue jays are the rulers of Stoneman Forest. Turnant provoked the battle between the rulers to weaken their powers. Accidentally, a member of the blue jays, SBA, discovered that the hamlet of the Stoneman Forest had been destroyed by Turnant. First, the rulers are angered when they know that all the disputes are related to the wicked hawk. On the other side, the slave bird attempt to escape from the fortress blooming to regain freedom. Billy, do you remember whether they can escape from the fortress?
Oh, Jacob, you have given us a concise and precise summary of the beginning of the story. Unfortunately, although the slavers have a brilliant plan to escape, but they failed to do so. Slampy, who is the captain of the Turnant's army, discovered that the fact that the slavers are trying to escape. He quickly sent the army to prevent them from escaping. However, there is only one bird that succeeds to escape. That is Beauty. Luckily, he finds Asuka and tells her everything about what happened in the woman's fortress. After Asuka returned to her tribe, something interesting and exciting happened. Do you remember what happened, William?
Yeah, right. Let me continue the story. Although Asuka is a female bird, she manages to persuade the cardinals and the blue jays to stop fighting against each other. Her sincerity has touched the blue jays and the cardinals, which has rendered them as a close alliance against Turnants. Asuka also discloses the fact that it is Turnant who provokes the battle between the blue jays and the cardinals by stealing their eggs. After the truth is known by the two tribes, they decided to summon Swamper, which is a difficult task to accomplish. In order to summon Swamper, Asuka and Beauty need to travel across the White-Cap Mountains to reach the waterfall. They can borrow the lesser jar there. With the lesser jar present and the song about Swamper sung by all birds sincerely, Swamper will chant out to deal with Turnants. Ah, Tom, do you remember how gruesome and gripping the journey to waterfall is? When I was reading, I was really impressed by the resoluteness and their almost endeavor to save their tribe, aren't you?
Yes, William. The trip is full of trouble. Asuka and Milton has to go to the waterfall tribe in order to get the gems they need. However, on the way, Milton was killed by the thieves. But fortunately, Asuka can bring the gems back to the Stoneman Forest, and they can summon the Swamper, which outwits the evil family. And peace reappear again in the forest again. Apart from this exciting plot, this story is also inspiring too. It conveys several messages to the readers. First, the story tries to tell us about the importance of peace through the content. In the story, red cardinals and blue jays were once friends. They share food and play with one another well. However, when the conflict initiates the conflict between them, the birds are suspecting one another and worry about the start of the war. Increasing tension as time passes by, they cannot live happily as before. If they do not know the true family, the war will continue and bring casualties. You see, what does the fighting and conflict bring us? Fear, hatred, misery, and death. William, do you think peace is vital and invaluable?
Yeah, I quite agree with you, as peace is the most overriding factor to forestall the formation of hatred and evil. In my opinion, the writer of this book tried to convey the message of peace through the battles between the cardinals and the blue jays as an introduction. It describes with the absence of peace, we will lose our friends. With the presence of peace, we can defend ourselves and defeat our enemies, just like the Red-Blue Alliance has defeated the Turnant's army. As each battle in the stories represent different values of the importance of peace, so I think that symbolism has been used to convey the importance of peace. Jacob, do you agree with my opinions?
William, you've got a brilliant point. Apart from the contrast between battling and coexisting peacefully, the young writer also makes use of symbolism, a powerful technique the writer used to convey the importance of peace to readers. For instance, when the wicked Turnip declared war against the rulers, the fighting is deadly. Finally, Swabber is summoned and kills the evil Turnip. After that, the rulers live happy and peacefully. Therefore, Swabber is a symbol for peace, and the writer conveyed the message that fighting only brings us misery and casualties, but peace can bring us gladness and rejoicing through the character Swabber. Billy, what other methods did the writer use to help bring this message to us?
Well, three of you have got a brilliant idea and I totally agree with you. However, I've got a different point of view. I think that the author also conveys a message of peace through the lyrics of the song. In the song, it visualizes the ideal place that all girls look forward to. The most important bit about the place is that there is no war. I guess the author's message is that it is fortunate for us to live in a wonderfully like Hong Kong and enjoy peace. Also, we should be thankful for the fact that we are living in a peaceful place because there are always wars in places like Afghanistan and Iran. What other message do you think that the author tried to convey, William?
Right, Billy. The old idiom, in unity there is strength, never dies. In fact, and so does in Swabber. Although it seems like an old-fashioned motto and moral, I think that it is effective. If we look into the plot of this story carefully, we will see that once the Cardinals and the Blue Jays get alliance, they win almost all the battles. Conversely, once they are separated, they are attacked by the Turner's army. So we can see that in unity there is strength. Also, there is a tricky part of the story, which I think that it implies in unity there is strength. When the sheet of paper with the lyrics of the song to summon Swabber is destroyed, Blue Jays feel hopeless. Fortunately, there is one other copy in the Cardinals' campsite, and that implies cooperation and in unity will lead to succeed. And at last, they collect the lyrics appropriately, and they summon Swabber successfully. Personally, I think that symbolism has always been used in this case. Do you agree with me, Jacob?
I agree with William. You've got a detailed illustration. The battles against Turner's army are scenes which shows great unity of the tribes. Moreover, the writer compares different battling scenes to bring out this message. When flying back combat alone against Shadow, a scout from the Turner's army, he is in an unfavorable situation. After uniting with Skylion, they coordinate and cooperate well with each other, so that Shadow is defeated. As the saying goes, two heads are better than one. By comparing the situation of fighting alone and with a comrade, the writer did manage to convey the message that in unity there is strength to the readers. Billy, do you agree with my analysis?
Yes, I totally agree with you. Moreover, I think that the author tries to convey the message of in unity there is strength through the appendix, the Old Scripture. The Old Scripture is a book that is written by the ancestor of the verse. There is one sentence in the book which is very meaningful. That is, our fortress split into two cannot stand. It implies that if the two tribes, Red Cardinal and Blue Jays, do not unite, they will be defeated by the Turner's army very easily. But if they unite, they can defeat Turner and also protect the Stone Mountain Forest. Doesn't it exactly fit the meaning of in unity there is strength, Paul?
Yes, I totally agree with you. Despite being strong, people's like Turners can only be powerful if she or he cooperate with one another well. In order to convey the message with strong evidence, the writer quoted the history of Swabber, the bird who outwits the evil family. In the past, Swabber has been very powerful already, with a very large wings and powers. However, he cannot win the battle only by himself. Therefore, Swabber is just a symbol, which symbolizes peace and unity. To conclude, telling the history of the most powerful character in the story succeeds in conveying the messages. Besides, although the book has been already successful in conveying different messages, there are still room for meaning. Can you tell us about how to alter the plot in order to make it more exciting and interesting?
Of course I can. I have several points to make. First, at the end of the story, Turner fights against Swabber. However, Turner bursts into flame when Swabber points his sword to him. I think that is somehow illogical, as Turner is portrayed as so powerful and strong in the story. If I were the author, I would definitely write more about the battle between Turner and Swabber.
This can make the plot more interesting and exciting. Also, I think that Turnus should be killed by Swapper after the Red Cardinal and Blue Jays unite and give their power to Swapper. This can convey the message of immunity that is strength, right?
Yes, well, really, you may have a point. But the battery seems doesn't make sense too. Swapper is described as so powerful. To make the plot more exciting and make sense, there is another way which can also convey the message. Immunity that is strength better. I think Swapper can give his power to the Red Cardinal and the Blue Jays. Then, the captains of the Red Cardinals and Blue Jays can fight against Turnus. And then cooperating with each other well, Turnus is killed finally. This plot makes sense more and can make the plot more exciting. But most importantly, it can visualize the fighting scenes to all of us. Do you agree with me?
Yes, I agree that the theme of the book would be more outstanding if the battles could last longer, since the theme about the fear and mystery that fighting brings us would be more prominent. You've mentioned the death of Turnus. I have a new idea that Turnus could be alive, but there is still peace in the Stoneman Forest. I don't understand why Swapper must punish and wipe the evil out to guard the peace. Since Swapper is a tutelary god, he has the ability to kill. Why doesn't he have the ability to turn evil into good? In my opinion, killing Turnus to exchange for peace is not an ending I anticipated. If Swapper could lead Turnus back to a positive life and Turnus would make friends with the Woodbus, the peace brought by the forgiveness would be more meaningful. Hence, the theme about peace would be more impressive and outstanding. William, how could you perceive my suggestion?
I will say that three of you are trying to make the plot more logical, and I think that some emotional change should be included too. Some improvement can be made to make this theme of the book more intriguing. First, I think that some detailed background of Turnus' growth can be added into the story. In this way, we can understand what factors has rendered Hulk into an evil leader. Also, the addition of the background can help the readers to understand the formation of an evil character. Thus, readers may understand the underdog story of Turnus and the reason of his ruthlessness. This will certainly make the plot more appealing, just like a documentary fantasy. Okay, it is time for us to briefly summarize the book review of Swapper as a gripping book. Not only does it entertain us, but also we are educated from this book. And what is essential inside the book is not the context, but the underdog values. For us, also think that the values in Swapper is simple, just like peace, unity. But we are touched deeply by the fluent English wordings of Nancy. So we think that as an ordinary book, extraordinary things have we learned through reading it. We will not forget Swapper, and that is the end of our discussion.